Good afternoon, one and all. Welcome to LTL Cockerel. It's Jose here. I hope you are all well. Whether you're in Europe, so this afternoon, whether you're in India, which is early evening, or even in Australia, which is early evening and early morning. So wherever you are in the world, good afternoon, good evening, and good morning. Um, right, what we got for you for today? So I've got an update for you today on the predictions, where we were up until last night. For people, if people want to know, I can tell you what points you've got so far up until last night. Although there is another round, there is a match still to be played tonight. I've got the predictions ready for next week for tomorrow's show, which is going to encompass 11 games. Um, and I think we've got a few, three keep bench and sells for you for today, and just a general chat. Um, I'm not feeling it, so yeah, it'll just be a general chat. Um, so where are we? Where are we? Where are we? Where are we? So let me say hello to a few people. So you got Adrian was here earlier. Says good afternoon, Jose and Colin. Colin will be here in a minute. Colin will be with us in a second. Got Danny Talk Sport. So smash a like and subscribe, please. Yeah, that'd be beneficial to us. Wayne Bonner says, good afternoon, my fellow Victoria Spurs fans. Hope you're well. Good to see Everton getting me a point last night. Um, and then Colin, who will be with us shortly, he's just doing some errands, and he will be with us shortly. Says, big up to everybody. Danny says he would like to know his points, if possible, so far. Good afternoon, James. How are you, James? I hope you're well. James, a Tottenham fan. And good afternoon, Stevie D. I hope you're well, buddy. I hope you're well. Um, so yeah, so last night, oh, here we go. It's Alan's here as well, saying hi, Jose, my friend. Hope you're doing well. Hi, Alan. I hope you are well as well. Um, Before I say about the predictions and what points people have got so far, as I said, there's one more game to play tonight. I'll update the table after tonight's game and the predictions, and they'll be ready for tomorrow. Just to let everybody know, I'm going early tomorrow. So tomorrow's show will be at 3:30. I'm starting it earlier because I've got to reveal all the results and then do the next round of fixtures. So in that case, because Colin has to go to work, and that I didn't want to. It seems to be that we go for two and a bit hours doing the predictions, and then Colin has to fly into work, which I think is unfair. So I'm going earlier tomorrow to try and get it all done, wrapped up, and then to give Colin an opportunity to have a little bit of a break before he does start his real work, and also for me. Um, so then you've also got Chris Meta is here saying good afternoon. If you went without smashing the like, the ombudsman will be contacting you soon. Mia. Howdy, Jose, and to all in the chat. Hello, Mia. It's been a while that I've not seen you. I hope you and the boys are well and smashing it in your humble house. So I hope you're well. I hope you're well. Um, but what I was going to say, I touched upon you. I did say yesterday that I've been hearing a lot of people that were good afternoon, Dekaru. I hope you're well, mate. Just joining the show. Um, I did say yesterday on yesterday's show that there was quite a few people that I could hear that there was a lot of negativity out there about the Arsenal game, and I said how much I'm looking forward to it, and I look forward to Tottenham every time they play. And I said that it's all ifs, buts, and monkey nuts because it's if Saka did this. So then I was like, well, what if Saka didn't do this? You know, it's all if buts. But I said that all form goes out the window, and I even said yesterday. I said yesterday on yesterday's show, all form goes out the window. Whether you're playing in North London derby, whether you're playing in a Merseyside derby, or whether it's the Manchester derby, all form goes out of the bloody window. What happened last night? Please tell me what happened last night. Because I said this in the on the afternoon show yesterday. What happened yesterday evening? Liverpool, who are flying high, first, second, third spots have been all season. Everton fighting relegation or just above relegation. Yeah, if we were to go by form, or if you were to go by, or if you were to go by who's been playing better and the league positions and all sorts, then it was one way traffic yesterday, wasn't it? One way traffic. However, it's not what I got to see last night. I mean, I played football last night and I came in and watched the tail end of it. But by everyone, by according to what everyone has said, Liverpool got battered. Liverpool got battered, and Everton played them off the park. Um, so, like I say, like I say, you know, at the end of the day, it's a one-off game. The North London derby will be a one-off game, and it will be who turns up on the day and who wants it more on the day. That's what it's going to boil down to. Like any football match, it's about who turns up and who wants it on the day. Sunday will be no different. Sunday will be no different whatsoever. Um, I also said this yesterday. Sorry, I'm just finishing my coffee off. I also said this yesterday, and the same can be now said for Everton last night. The good thing about Sunday's game is that Tottenham are at home. That's the good thing. I'd rather be playing this match on Sunday at home than playing it away. We've already played them away, and now we've got a home match against them. And I believe, and I said this yesterday, and I'll say it again, I believe that the crowd have an important part to play on Sunday. If people can cast their minds back for 2 years, right? If people can cast their mind back to 2 years ago, to when we played Arsenal at Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, and it was when Arsenal were in fourth, and we were trying to chase down Arsenal in fourth, and it was the end towards the end of the Conte's first season. So it was two seasons ago, and we ended up beating them 3-0, and they got, I think it was Callum Chambers sent off, or someone like that. One of their centre halves got sent off because he kept fouling Sonny, and he did it as last man, and he ended up getting sent off, and we beat them 3-0. The stadium is the loudest I've ever heard of the stadium that day. It's the loudest I've ever heard the new Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. The crowd, it's the loudest I've ever heard. And they were important that day. They were vital that day. We were chasing down Arsenal, and they were vital. The crowd were vital, and we ended up winning that game 3-0. Now, I ain't going to turn around and say to you, I'm not going to give you a score prediction now, but I do believe that the crowd on Sunday will play an important part in how this game shapes up. Because if the crowd are fully behind Tottenham, fully behind Tottenham, and they come off the rafters, then and get right behind the team, then it could be really, really, really good for Tottenham. So, at the end of the day, yeah, I'm looking for the crowd to play their part. Who we got? So let me just think some comments before I carry on. Yeah, what happened last night? I was at. Where am I at? I was at. Right, so the chat's going mad here. I'm not going to catch up with it. Yeah, Alan's saying that Liverpool lost to Goodison Park, but they did. But it was the derby. It was the Merseyside derby where everybody had Liverpool to win because of form or where they places where they were in the league. And I clearly said yesterday afternoon show, I said, you know what? Form goes out the window when you're playing these derbies, whether it's the North London derby, the Merseyside derby, the Manchester derby. I can only rinse and repeat what I was saying yesterday, and it came to fruition. So, yeah. What have you got? You got Mia saying, honestly, the thing is, people say, "Oh, but we could have scored and didn't," but other teams do the same. Oh, but we gave away chances. Yeah, so do others. That's what I said. It's if buts and everything. Do you know what I mean? Um, Wayne saying, "What happens on Sunday will happen. Win, lose, or draw." I back my boys. Fantastic. Well done, Wayne. James Tottenham fan says, "Bring on Sunday. He can't wait." Tequila, good afternoon, Tequila. It's been a while. Hope you're well, sir. I hope you're well. Good to see you. Danny, you're not well. You're on crutches. It appears this. We're speaking to Chris. You're on crutches. Daniel Lee says, we'll find out on Sunday if form goes out the window. Let's be honest, Liverpool been playing terrible the last couple of weeks. There's no winning with any. At the end of the day, it's a one-off game. Terrible, not terrible, up, down, yo-yos, everything. It doesn't matter. It's one-off game. I keep saying that's the principle. Is it's a one-off game, and anything can happen in a one-off game. In my eyes, anything can happen in a one-off game. Off to the footy. Take care, people. Smash the like, Ross. Chris, I'll catch up with you soon, buddy. Take care, mate. You take care. You're off to train. Dekaru's saying North London Derbies are crazy. Home ground advantage has a massive influence on these games. Wayne Bonner says, I remember that game. The Gooner defender was heading for a red as soon as the game started. He kept bringing Son down. He kept elbowing him. He kept fouling him, and it was one after the other, and he ended up getting sent off. Peter's in the house. I hope you're well, Peter. I'm not sure whether you're actually working and you're actually on a night shift again. Yesterday you was on it was 3 a.m. for you, and you were working diligently out there. So I hope you're well, Peter. I hope you're rested. I'm not sure whether you're working again. Tequila saying he's been stuck on hold for the NHS doctors, 16th in the queue. My days. Oh, I hope you get whatever you need sorted out. Wayne Bonner is saying 3-2 to Spurs, although I fancy us to do them 6-1. Tequila's now saying we would like to give you an appointment in May 2025. That's a long way away. Audio's here. Good afternoon, Audio. I hope you are well. Peter is saying that Liverpool bottled it. We've got Leo. Buenas tardes, senor. Or buenos dias, because it's morning still for you, isn't it? Yo, my homie, packing my bag as we speak. Nerves kicking in. Leo is coming over for the North London Derby. Leo, I wish you a safe flight, safe passage over, and fun whilst you're here in the UK. Then we've got Peter's working. Yeah, so Peter's confirming that he's actually working now. Come in whenever you're ready. And yeah, so that's the chat caught up with. Good afternoon, Colin.
Good afternoon. How are you, sir?
I'm all right.
Good. All right. Good deal. I had a work call. That was what that was. Sorry about that. Normally, I would have been able to jump on a little early, but get somebody into their computer. How do you forget your own password? You made it up. How do you do that?
They made their own password up.
Yeah, they forgot it. I had to reset it.
And you got James. I told people that you were coming because people said hello already automatically with you.
There's good people in the chat.
James is confirming, saying hello to you, Colin.
Big up, James. Hope you're well, man. Hope you're well. Hope you're keeping at the streaming too, dude. Keep at the streams.
And then you've got Tequila saying hello to you.
Tag, what up, buddy?
Yeah, so you've got people saying hello. Dekaru, Cole, tell them that you can't work because it's Anzac Day.
Anzac Day. I'm googling that. I don't know what that means.
That's in Australia. It's Anzac Day in Australia.
Oh snap! I gotta call. I'll call them. Yeah. Wow. Okay. Whoa. Cool. So it's like the Australian equivalent to like Remembrance Day or Memorial Day we have here in the U.S. Wow. Cool.
And you've got Nick Collison saying good afternoon to everyone. Smash a like.
Whoa, Barry's here.
It's soon going to be the North London Derby. Alan is saying hello to you as well.
Yo, what's up, Alan? Hope you're doing nice in California.
Yes, James, I am doing a watch along on Sunday on LTL for the game. For my sins. Colin, I was just speaking. Remember, we did a show yesterday.
Yeah.
And in the show yesterday, I don't know whether you heard what I was talking about, but I said clearly yesterday that the game on Sunday, anything can happen. It's a one-off game. It's a derby. And it's who turns up. The crowd are going to be important. So I'm not rinsing and repeating. I said this yesterday in the show. And I also said, it's like anything. The North London Derby will be like the Merseyside Derby. and it will be like the Manchester derby. Everything will be close. Blah 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 blah. And what happened last night?
What do you mean? What happened? Oh, did more people freak out?
No. There was a Merseyside derby last night.
Oh, okay, cool. Honestly, to be honest, I've been so busy. Did Everton put up a good fight? Did they?
Everton 2, Liverpool 0.
Oh my God, I love it. Liverpool are capitulating right now. I'll take it. No, and also I'm sure Everton played out of their skin. I don't want to take anything away from them. Everton have been on a tear since that points deduction. I swear to God.
Everton did play well, but it's what I'm saying about it being, if you go by form guide, or if you go by where the placings are in the league, and if you go by the season of hell that Everton have had, then they'd have no chance whatsoever if you listen to everybody. If, buts, and monkey nuts, like I keep saying all the time. And yesterday I said this on the show, in the afternoon, I said it on the show that it's a one-off game, like the Merseyside, like the Manchester derby. It's a one-off game, and form goes out the window. And it came to roost last night.
It made you look real good. It worked out perfect. But no, you couldn't be more right. You couldn't be more right. Exactly. It happens everywhere. And I hate when people act like derbies are, of course, this way, Jose. But people act like that with every game. They look at these games on paper and they look at, the fixture list and they go, oh, win here, loss here. We'll beat Bournemouth. We're not going to beat Liverpool. You know what I mean? And then when the season actually comes to be and those matches are played, Bournemouth beat us. We beat Liverpool. It's football. That's why it's so magical. If it was all decided on paper before the match started, why even play them?
True. But and this is where I think that a lot of people just gotta relax.
Yeah, just relax. It's easy to get worked up.
Yeah, wait for Sunday to come. Relax. At the end of the day, what will be. But I still maintain to Leo, who's getting ready to pack, he's leaving. Right?
I'm so jealous of you, Leo, but I'm going to hold it in and turn that jealousy into happiness for you. You're going to have a wonderful time, man. Obviously, you're going to take lots of videos, but send them my way. I'd love to see it.
You've got Jim and Kate, who've travelled down to Kate's sisters today. I think they've just got there this afternoon in Kent. They're staying over for 6 days, seeing the family and going to the North London derby.
That's awesome.
So you got them, they're going as well. Ellie, we know, told us yesterday she's going as well, and all the other people. Nick Collison, who's in the chat, he's going as well, and all the other people. Dave, the Irish Hotspur, messaged me today. He's definitely over for it. So all the people that we know and the thousands that we don't know will play an important part on Sunday, in my eyes, and that's what I said yesterday. And I've got no reason to, discount anything other than it's important that they get behind the team. I mean, Nick's in the chat, and I'd say to Nick, you were probably at the game, weren't you, 2 years ago when we played Arsenal? The game that I'm referring to, the 3-0. Am I right or wrong? I mean, you could tell me because you go to the games, and Adrian's here as well, and he goes to the games. That 3-0 victory 2 years ago was the best atmosphere and the loudest I've ever heard in the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. So all we need is a repeat of that, and you're behind the boys, aren't you? So,
everybody kind of forgets that they're coming to our house, I think. You know what I mean? It's not like we're going to the library to play. They're coming here. We've got a pretty good record against them, from what I recall. I'm going to call it White Hart Lane, New White Hart Lane. Let me check what the record is. Actually, I'm curious. I'm going to mute my keyboard.
The New White Hart Lane. So Tottenham Hotspur Stadium, but we'll just call it the Lane, eh?
Until they get a sponsor, I can call it whatever I want to. Even then, try to stop me,
Nick Collison's confirmed, saying it's the best atmosphere pre, during, and post the game.
Man, I'm so jealous. My mom couldn't have planned the trip. If you're watching, we planned our trip wrong, and we were.
I know this is for 3. No, this is 2 years ago. He's referring to that.
I know, but I'm just saying it's gonna. I was in London for that too, but I had COVID. I was locked in a hotel room. Man, funny stuff. Life is funny, isn't it? But Leo, have the best time ever, man. I expect a vlog. But yeah, Jose. I mean, have you been to a North London derby before?
Yeah.
hope to have the privilege one day.
Yeah, I've been to a North London derby. I've been to both White Hart Lane. I've not been to one in the new stadium, but I went to White Hart Lane and I went to Highbury.
You went away.
I've never been to the Effeminates, but I've been to Highbury.
I heard it was a much more authentic, ground.
The house, the Highbury was in the middle. It's the same as the old Tottenham. It was in the middle of houses, in the middle of houses. So, you used to get off at the station. Arsenal, I think, we used to get off at, and they had the walk-through was like 3 deep. You could walk 3 deep if you was a home supporter. And this is in the underground. 3 deep if you was a home supporter. If you was an away supporter, there was an iron railing that, or bars, whatever you want to call it, that segregate, but you can only go in one by one. Like, it's a single file through that. And in the Arsenal, like 3 or 4 rounded walking through and all that. So down to their place. Had many skirmishes where Arsenal came at us at their place. Also, I remember Arsenal coming to try and take Tottenham at Tottenham on the high road.
No, that's an idiotic idea. That guy with the tattoo on his head, the bald man with the Tottenham tattoo, was probably there. He's ready to.
So for a skirmish. Going to the especially when you're a youngster. When you're a youngster, very frightening going to the North London derby, because there was some real hatred back then. And as a youngster growing up, so when I went to, and I'm talking about, I went to it rife in the 70s when hooliganism was rife and it was at its pomp. So I would have been very young then. I would have been in single digits going to matches, and you used to see the rucks that used to go on everywhere you went. There was rucks everywhere you went, and it was just it's really an eye opener.
Sounds awesome though. I'm jealous and I'm glad that you got to do that. It sounds fun.
Oh yeah, fantastic. Yeah, as a youngster, I really loved it.
I bet you did. You seem like the kind of guy that would revel in that. Like you were egging him on for sure. You were like,
this is what obviously. The only thing is, back then I could run. So if you had to get away from the big boys, because we were only kids, you had to get away from the big boys, and we had the speed to get away from them.
Exactly.
So it was interesting, but no, I've not been to a North London derby. I've not even been to a match yet at the new stadium.
Well, and I next season we're going to a match.
I've not been to the new stadium.
If you go
I've not been to the Effeminates either. I've been to the new stadium, but not to a match.
Same. I did the tour, and that was really neat. Got to sit in Sonny's seat. That was like the best part of it. No, I'm just kidding. No, the tour was really, really nice though. So if you haven't gotten a chance to do the tour and you haven't been to a match, but you get the chance to do a tour, do it. It's the next best thing, I think. I'm just getting the third one of your.
Okay,
yeah. I've got 2 of them there.
Nick's here saying good morning to you.
Nick, what up, bro?
Hi, Nick. I hope you're well. Yep, hope you're well, Nick. Yeah. Nick's confirming that, walking up from the Arsenal stadium, the walk up from the tube was intimidating. Dakari's saying, I bet Jose was an old school scrapper.
I think so too, Dakar. He'll deny it.
I'm not saying nothing. Good afternoon, Stu. Saying hello to us both. Good afternoon.
What's up, buddy?
Afternoon, Tony. Yeah, we're doing well, mate. We're doing well. Just having a chat, blowing the breeze. Smithy, Jose, the leader, the kingpin of football hooliganism.
Smithy,
I used to know all the boys from all the firms back in the day.
I bet you did. Can you remember? Do you know the guy I'm thinking of? He's pretty famous. He's a construction worker. He's famous for that, but he's a bald man who has a really, really awesome Tottenham tattoo on the back of his head. He's a big burly guy. I don't know. I see he's at all of the matches.
Yeah, but he wouldn't have been one of the ringleaders.
True.
For the firm. Tottenham, for people that are interested in that side of it, Tottenham had a real firm. Tottenham had a real firm. Tottenham had a firm that were revered, and they had a real firm. And they'd go home and away, Tottenham, their firm. But then you've got others. Yeah, you got Tony. Tony's mob had a firm as well back in the day. Chelsea had a firm, but there are a lot of right wingers in their firm. Arsenal had a firm. As well, but their firm was led by people from South London, from the Brixton area, which is quite weird. So South London, the connections again, South London and Arsenal. But yeah, there's a lot of people from the South London that used to go and run with Arsenal. Although their local club would have been Crystal Palace, but that's the way it was. So yeah. Anyway, enough of that. I'll get myself in a lot of trouble. So Wayne Bonner's saying, oh, sorry, Jose throwing hands back in the day. Wayne Bonner is saying, I've been to 3 matches at the new stadium. Damn, it's beautiful and a great atmosphere. Yeah, I bet it is. I just haven't been so far. Who we got?
Can I throw up the head tattoo guy real quick? Just
yeah,
his
tattoo. I'm doing the tour. I'm leaving Sonny a nice note.
Leo, the tour is ace. You're gonna love it. And also, please get this while you're there. Please get that tattoo. I think that would be sweet. Look at that. That's commitment to Tottenham. That I have a Tottenham tattoo even, but that's commitment on a whole other level.
Afternoon, Jesse. I hope you're well, darling. I hope you're well. Jose Tyson.
I don't want any of that. That's what I.
You got afternoon all in the chat from Tony saying hello, everyone. ICF, yeah, I know it was the ICF for the spammers. And you've got Tequila's modding away. Look, Spurs Between the Lines, Mia's channel.
Yes.
And he's plugging Talk and Ball.
What a G.
Talk and Ball. And
I know
Tequila's also plugging Mile High Hotspur.
Hey, Tequila, you're on it today.
He's on plugging Meta Football TV.
That's the channel that everybody. That's a good one. That Chris guy.
I'm heading your way later this evening, Smithy. Can't wait to meet you, bro. Easy. You're going to Oxford, is he? Rob Belcher is here saying good afternoon to one and all. Good afternoon, Rob. Hope you're well, sir.
Mr. Belcher.
And Tequila, can you also put Jesse's channel in there?
We would appreciate you big time.
Jesse Talks Football. Her channel as well. Thank you very much. And then like that, you've plugged everyone's channels for us. That's great. Thank you very much. Yeah, so basically I was Tequila doing his own channel as well. Yeah, basically I was saying to the chat before we joined, Colin, exactly what the comments were that we were making yesterday and what actually happened last night. So basically it's not all lost and all that.
No, everyone like I was saying, it's these matches aren't played on paper, thank God. So we can't, and you know what I mean. If we all had a crystal ball and knew how it was going to end, what would be the point?
And just to remind everyone, tomorrow we will be going at 3:30 for tomorrow's show because we want to get the predictions for scores out of the way for this week and update the table, and it will be all done tomorrow prior to us doing the fixtures for next week's predictions, which we'll do tomorrow as well. There's 11 games next week, so there's not as many as what there was this week. Yeah, so there's 11 games. And Tequila is put it up there. Jesse's Talks Football, her channel here as well. Please go over and support Jesse as well. Sorry, Tequila, can you also do Tony's? Tony's channel. It's Early Doors Football TV. So if you do Tony's channel as well, then that'd be great, Tequila. Thank you. And then we'll have everyone done. Yeah, if you promote Tony's channel as well if you can, Tequila. It's Early Doors Football TV. And then like that, we would have promoted everybody that's here today. Right, guys. Some of you already know because I went on to Jesse's last night and had a 15, 20 minute chat, and I was updating the scores yesterday whilst I was there. But if any of you want to know how many points you have so far this week with one game to go, because obviously we've got Brighton Man City tonight, I can let you know if you want to know. I haven't updated any tables yet. And we can't put the graphic up on the screen because there's still one more game to go, and I haven't sent it over to Colin yet because it's still tonight's game. But if you want to know how many points you got, just say yeah, I want to know, and I will tell you how many you've got this week. So I'm happy to do that now before we do the keep bench and sells. Tequila's catching his breath. No, thank you very much for putting everyone's in there, Tequila. Danny Talks Sport. I'm gonna have to change your name because I've got you as Danny Rumsey still. So Danny, at the moment, you have scored 9 points this week. So Danny, you've got 9. Audio Artisan would like to know how many he's got so far. Remember, there's one game to go, yeah? Audio Artisan, you currently have this week 7 points. And if I total up everyone's total points this week, the average, I think, for the week currently is 7. Yeah, the average is 7 for this week. So that's 9 and 7. Right, so who we got next? So we got Dekaru and Alan. Right, so Dekaru, you have 3 points at the moment. Alan, you currently have 5 points at the moment. Mr. Belcher, you have, sir. If I can go back up to Mr. Belcher. Where's Mr. Belcher? Mr. Belcher, you have 9 points so far. Yeah. And yeah, Danny is, I gave him his points yesterday and he's already said that. Alan says it's 5 more points than what he thought he had. Talking big, Nick, you have, sir. You have 8 points so far this week.
Better than me, I'm pretty sure. So that's good.
You've got 8 points. 8 points. Colin, you, sir, have. I know that you haven't won any money this week. You have 5 points so far.
I'll take it. Accidentally, guys, this is really sad. My cat wanted me to feed it, so I was running to feed the cat so he wouldn't jump on the desk. He was following close behind me, and I kicked him in the chin with my foot. Like, I felt it. Oops. So I have a lot of kicking the cat guilt on accident.
Hi, Dylan. Hope you're well. You can come and join us tomorrow if you want to start doing some predictions, mate. You can join us tomorrow. 3:30. 3:30 we'll be on tomorrow, and then we'll do some more predictions, and you can enter for next week if you want. James is saying, Daniel E, what happened about being retired from predictions? Well, Dan's only retired 5 times and made 5 comebacks. Wayne Bonner says, I was expecting 1 point for 15 games, so I'm doing better than expected. You're being asked by Alan how your foot is.
Oh, it's doing all right, man. It's doing better. It's healing. I still I walk better now, but yeah, it's getting scabbed over. Gross, but it's healing. It's healing. Put that out there like that.
Good afternoon from Jishnu. Good afternoon, Jishnu.
What up, my dude?
I can't give you any scores, Jishnu, because you didn't enter predictions last week. Just so you're aware, Jishnu, we're going tomorrow. We're starting the show at 3:30, slightly earlier tomorrow, because we've got to give the results for this week, because the last game's tonight. And then we're going to do the 11 predictions for next week, for next weekend onwards. So if you want to join tomorrow, we'll be on at 3:30. And then you've got Stewie saying, to be honest, expecting the RSPC at your door, Colin. Zuma got his cats taken away for kicking them.
Sure, maybe we should delete that. It was a total accident, though. He's eating now. He seems fine. But he was just behind me. You know how you walk, your feet go up? He was too close, man. He needs to give me some space. Give me some space.com.
And there's Rob Belcher for you, Colin. Look.
Shit, I'm getting it hard. I shouldn't have told everybody. I'm gonna get Kurt Zuma. Yeah, I just look like Kurt Zuma.
So points-wise, if anyone else comes in and wants to know, I will let them know. But that's where we are at the moment for picking individuals that want to know their points. Today there was links again with Eberechi Eze.
Yeah, I noticed that. I saw those too, Jose.
Right,
they looked pretty concrete.
So okay. So I watched the show earlier, and he is his agents are CAA.
Yeah.
And CAA are the agents for at least 50% of the players that are at Tottenham at the moment. And they're saying that Eberechi Eze's agents, direct agents and that, personal agents, are going to the match on Sunday. And that this will be the second game on the trot that they've been given a box by Tottenham to go and watch the game. So people are putting 2 and 2 together and saying, well, that's Eze coming to Tottenham then. But today people said that CAA also represent other players within the Tottenham team. So therefore it could be there. They could be there to watch their other players anyway. But there's a rumour now going around that Eze would prefer to come to Tottenham than any other club.
Who wouldn't?
But like we said, or like I've said, we will be linked with 300 to 400 players before the window even starts. And if you believe everything that we read, then we've already signed 10 players because concrete offers have already been put in for them. So we'll have to wait and see. But Crystal Palace have apparently named their prices for Eze and Elise, and they've valued them both at 60 million each. So you throw 120 million down to your money, you could get both of them players at your club. Would that improve Tottenham? Danny, Eze and Elise, would that improve Tottenham if they paid 120 million, Danny? I'm specifically asking Danny, because Danny's always the most critical person that we have here all the time. So I just want to make sure that Danny's gets his comment in. I'll be at work tomorrow, so I'll put my predictions in the WhatsApp group if that's okay. Yes, James, not a problem at all. I've had such a consistent decline in prediction scores that not putting predictions in would give me a better result in doing so. Daniel says, now Eze, we're talking. Cosmic Sean's here. Good afternoon. He'll be fine. The cat's tough, so watch your back. He knows your cat.
Yeah, he does.
Wayne Bonner is saying, if the club and Ange want Eze, then put the bid in and cough up the cash. Get it done.
Get it done. Exactly. I'm on the same page.
Jishnu, Colin, I'm single. How to register for the dating game?
Get at me on Twitter, dude.
Yeah, 100%. So Daniel Lee, you would pay the 120 million and bring both players in. Okay. Says worried a little bit about the injury record though. They've both been injured. They've both been injured. You're right.
If you have a thick enough squad though, you can handle a player that gets injured a bit.
Right. Alan's saying, Jose and Colin, which player do you want in the summer transfer window?
Well, I would really like to have Isak. I know that's unrealistic, but that's the striker I would want for this system.
I don't think it is. Honestly, right, guys. Right. Let's. I'm trying to think about this logically, right? And logically tells me that regardless, we have a pot. Yeah. Now, whether that pot's 150 million, 200 million, or 250 million, we have a pot to start with. Yeah. Before player trading, we have a pot. Yeah. Now, if let's say, let's go. I'm going to go to the cheap end. Let's say that pot's 150 million, right? Then we've got players that we need to offload. Everybody has an opinion on who we need to offload and that. But Colin, I think you'd agree that we need to get rid of the players that are out on loan. Would that be right?
Absolutely. Yeah. No future here.
So you've got Rodon, Spence, Parrott, Ndombele, Tanganga, and there's another one. There's 6 players. Reguilon, yeah.
Nice. Yep.
So they're the 6. They're the 6 that are going out, yeah. That we need to sell anyway. Then, as I've always maintained, you need to make room in your squad. Yeah, you need to make room in your squad to if you're going to get rid of other players, because you've got 25 already, and I said that I think Udogie becomes a fully fledged squad member next season. He's no longer treated as under 21. I don't know whether the same happens to Sarr, but anyway, it does happen to Udogie. So with the numbers we've got at the moment, you're saying that we've got 26 without the loan players, yeah? So if you've got the loan players to go out, going out, that's 6. How many of our 26 squad players will we be looking to move on?
Wait, say what percent? Did you word it?
How many players from the 26 do we look like that we're going to try and move on? We've got 6 loanees that we're going to move on, and then we've got to look at the 26 squad, because in order to bring players in, you need to trim that squad down. Bearing in mind that Bergval's coming in, but Bergval won't take up a spot because he's under 21. Okay,
he's a little itty bitty baby. So yeah, we've got
26 players. How many of them 26 are we going to get rid of, Colin?
Well, why can't I remember the homegrown kid's name right now?
Start from the goalkeepers. Are we getting rid of 2 of the goalkeepers?
We absolutely should. We should get rid of. We should. But
Brandon Austin and Alfie Whiteman.
I kind of think we have to keep one of them, though, right?
Well, it depends whether you're going to bring any home-based players in. But there's 2 players that could possibly be looking at going, right?
Yeah.
Who would you go? Would any defenders that you'd get rid of?
The price was right for Emerson. He could go. So yeah, Emerson. I don't know. I'm torn on Emerson. He's a decent squad player, but yeah, let's say Emerson and man, I'm gonna be ruthless today. Ben Davies.
Okay. So you're taking up to 4 players so far, yeah?
Yeah.
Okay. How many of the midfielders are going?
Quite a few. GLC. That actually might be it. I know there's some people are Højbjerg and GLC. Thank you. Yeah.
And what about Skip?
Skip absolutely has to go. That was the name I was trying to think of earlier.
That takes you to 7 players, right?
Yep.
Okay. So then you've got. Is there any of the forward line going?
Brian Hill.
Okay, Brian Hill. That takes you up to 8. Any more?
Perhaps Richarlison. I think that's it.
Okay, so that's 9. So 9 plus 6 that are out on loan, 15 players, right?
Yeah.
If you were to average, right, so play with me on this, guys. If you were to average 8 million per player, some of these players are going to go for a lot more than that, but some are going to go for a lot less. So if we averaged 8 million for 15 players, that brings you in 120 million. If your pot starts at 150 and 120, that gives you 270 million pounds to spend. Yeah. And for that 270 million pound, you'd have to fit 8 spots. Because if you're getting rid of 9 players from 26, yeah, it means that you'd have to bring 8 players in. So that 270 million has got to be enough to get you 8 players. That's if we're going at the lower end of the market, 150 million being the pot at the moment. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, question is, if you want to bring 8 players in, how many marquee signings do Tottenham need to make this window? Because you've only got 270 mil to spend.
Marquee signings are weird to me. I don't think.
When I say marquee, I'm talking about an A-list type of player,
like ready to walk into the first team.
Yes,
when they get there, type of
is
player.
What you want. But how many of them could we afford?
Realistically,
we've got 270 million. How many could we afford? Bearing in mind that without any under 21s wrapping up the squad, we'll have 8 spots. up for grabs.
Yeah. I mean, realistically, 1 to 2, I feel like, with that money. If we're going to be bringing in other players to fill out the squad, marquee type signings, 2 maybe we could afford.
So I would have said, get 3 of them. Get 3 marquees.
I'm not opposed to it. Yeah.
Get 3 marquees, and then the other 5 players that you need to make up your 25, you bring in players that are going to cost you. Right. So what I'm saying is if I think that we could get 3 marquee players in, right. So if I think we could get 3 players in between 150 and 180 million, right? If you bring in 3 players in, that leaves you with between 90 and 120 million to buy 5 other players with.
So I'm just laughing at the chat. They're being hilarious about my cat right now. But yeah.
So the math says if we were to do it like that, 150 is your pot, 120 if you sell all the players that we've discussed. So that's all 15 of them players, right? So you can bring in 8. You need to bring 8 players to make this 25-man squad. You need to bring 8 players. If we went out and spent three big money signings between 150 and 180, so that means that each player will cost circa between 50 and 60 million, right? If we could bring 3 of them in, right, then that would leave us anything between 90 and 120 million to bring 5 other players in. And if you had 90 million, you're talking about bringing in players at about a cost of about 18 million each. If you're going to average them,
that's not terrible. If you're shopping smart and we're doing the whole data-driven bull crap.
So for that, in that case, then my money would be spent on. Yeah, I'd spend 150 to 180 million on Elise, Eze, and
a striker. It has to be, right?
And Isak.
Nice.
Or I would go for Paulinho, Eze,
Isak,
Elise, Isak.
Jesus, that's
3 of them 4.
Oh, okay. I thought you meant all 4. I was like, wow. I mean, I would.
3 of them 4.
Nice. Yeah. I'm in. I'm sold. I think that would be a very, very good window. And then if we get some of these gems, some of these people, I think it's clear that Postecoglou's got a list somewhere that he's made of talents and what level he thinks they can compete at. I'm sure he's been doing that for years, and tapping into that at his different clubs. Hopefully, he's got some people earmarked that he thinks are Premier League quality that are maybe, I don't want to say unknowns, but kind of relative unknowns. That would definitely help us out with our budget and allow us to get some of those marquee signings while also.
But with my maths, do you understand where I'm coming from with the maths?
Yeah, fully. Okay. I'm right there with you.
People in the chat, if you think I'm wrong, then let me know, right? But
Jose wants a fight today.
I'm not attached to the club, but my thoughts are, like any club, there must be a pot that you start with without any player tradings. There must be a pot you've got to start with. And if that pot, in the media, if you're listening to what people say in the media, Fabrizio Romano reckons it's 200 to 250 million. All of a sudden, that came out earlier on this week, but now it's 150 million, according to some other sources that have done shows. It's 150 million. So if you've got that, right, so play with me with the chat, right? So you've got 150 million as your pot. So I'm going at the lower end of the pot, 150 million. We know we've got 6 players out on loan that we're going to want to offload, right? And we know that Udogie becomes a full squad member next season. So we've got 25 in the squad, but if Udogie becomes a full squad member, that's 26. That's not including the 6 that are already out on loan, right? If we're saying that we're going to get rid of them 6 and Colin wants to get rid of 9 more players, then that means 9 from 26 leaves us with 15.
Right.
No, it leaves us with 18. 9 from 26. No, it leaves us 17. 9 from 26 leaves us with 17 players in the squad, which means we need to get 8 players to fill in that quota. So that's where I'm coming from. If you need 8 players and you do 3 marquee signings, so let's say we get 120 million from selling 15 players at an average of 8 million per player. If you then get that money, that equals 270 million. if you buy 3 of the 4 players that I've mentioned, or any other 3 players that you want to do, if you do that, you then end up spending between 150 and 180. If you spend between 150 and 180, that leaves you between 90 and 120 million to get your last 5 players with. That's where my maths is coming from. So, you know, at the end of the day, there is room to make some marquee signings. I believe marquee to be the players that, like you said, Colin, players that will walk into your first team, but also players that I've said that the 4 that I've mentioned would be, for me, would be marquee signings. Isak, David Clark saying Isak's
under contract. I was looking at that same one. Okay. Yeah.
Right. Isak's under contract, but because of their financial plight, and sorry, not only their financial plight, but are you people aware in the chat that Newcastle built into a lot of these players that they bought into their contracts? They built a real, in their salaries, in their contracts, they're on a salary, right? But their salary gets bumped up by an extortionate amount if they are in the Champions League. There's no Champions League football for Newcastle next year, so a lot of these players drop right down in salaries.
And he's only making 120K apparently right now.
They drop right down in salaries. And what Newcastle are frantically doing at the moment is they're trying to renegotiate contracts with a lot of these players because they're not going to be in the Champions League. And some of these players are thinking to themselves, nah, we can go elsewhere and get more money. Do you see what I mean? So therefore, that's the reason why Isak, and what's the other guy, Guimaraes? That's why these people are being talked about at the moment. They're being talked about because of the contracts that they've signed at Newcastle with no Champions League. Their salaries drop right down, and they're frantically trying to sign these players or get these players to renegotiate their contracts. That's why people, David, are talking about Newcastle players, because there's quite a few of them. So.
And right now, we could absolutely give him more money than he's making. I know that we don't historically have big wages, but we're kind of moving in that direction where I feel like 200 grand is probably like the very top end, but I don't think it's something that we're unable to do or unwilling to do. That'd be an 80K a week upgrade for him. So I think that's not no money. And if we're going for a player like that, I think we'd go all out and pull out the big money. So I do also think that it is possible. It's a little bit pie in the sky, but I mean, nothing crazy. I don't think it's wild in the least. By the way, this has been a really good chat. I feel like we're having a really nice talk today. I did this new thing where I have another window open, so I'm not looking at my face while I talk. It feels so much better to not look at yourself while you do this. So that's a pro tip, guys. Anyone out there streaming, just open another tab. Don't look at yourself. It's weird.
So Crystal Palace have said that they would entertain offers for Eberechi Eze and Michael Olise that start at around 60 million.
Music to my ears. So grab them both. Like you said, we could probably. I think
that's widely. That's been reported by Alex Howe, who is a BBC Sports football news reporter, and it's on the BBC website.
Like I said, music to my ears. Do you think that if we came in from both, that we could just, I don't know, sometimes if you go in for 2 players at once, I don't want to say teams cut you a deal, but there's a little bit less negotiation involved. You know, sometimes if you just say, hey, we'll do the 60 for both, done.
I would
120, we can walk away.
For me, if we're looking at, and I hear what people have said, I've heard so many streams, and I hear what other people and other content creators, and also what the people in the chat put down in our chat as well. And you know, and I take on board what everybody says, and there is some, there is some method behind the madness of getting some A-list players. There is some method behind it, providing you get the right player in. Then there is some method. Teams get better. Teams get better by bringing in a better caliber player, but it's got to work for you. But it's got to work for your team, because Ndombele didn't work. Lo Celso hasn't worked. And we spent circa just over 100 million on them 2 players, which is really bad business by us for what we've got in return for it.
Okay, but we don't spend.
But there's other teams have bought in players for quite a bit of denarii, and it's worked out well for them. So sometimes you've got to make that outlay to bring that player to take you to that next level. And if we want to move on to next level, then it's all right looking for gems or paying prices for players. That, I mean, a doggy's not the finished article. But I'm going to go back to someone like a doggy. A doggy's not the finished article. But for what we paid for a doggy, that's criminal, man. We paid next to nothing. We robbed a doggy from wherever he was because we've paid next to nothing to get a player in that you can mould and make better, and he'll be a decent signing. Sarr, we've robbed the team that we bought Sarr from. Sarr's worth well in excess, and he's going to end up being a good player as well. Do you see what I mean? You've got what's the other one? You've got Vicario. You've got Van der Ven. You've got all these youngsters you brought in that can be and can turn into great players. But you need to sprinkle a bit of dust over these players as well. So you can't keep going with the alternative of all youngsters and stuff like that. You got to have a bit of everything. So it'd be nice to have a bit of sprinkling. What's all this dating shit that's going on? All I'm seeing is dating stuff.
Oh, sorry. Jishnu earlier asked me if he could be on my dating show. I then told him to Twitter me, but he hasn't Twittered me. So I was just getting him.
You've got a dating show.
So have you ever seen? It's called the dating. It's like the dating game. It's a really old game show. But I'm making a Spurs version of the dating game. It's gonna be really cool. So yeah, just asked me about it, and
oh my god,
it's gonna be great. It's gonna
be this way. I play no part in no dating show that Colin's performing. So just to say, I'm not associated with any dating show.
Hey, no worries. It's gonna be awesome. I might only do one episode. Who knows? But we'll see how it goes. But anyway, so people are saying, and it's basically, I'm just talking directly to Daniel. I hate seeming like I'm calling people out. I'm really not. So don't think that. But he says, does Isak suit our system? Because he's better playing in a counterattack system where he gets a lot of joy with stretched defenses and transition. We don't play with that football the way that Newcastle does. But in my opinion, we've never seen him play. That's the system that he plays in now. Where did Isak come from? Where'd they grab him from? I don't know anything about the football he played. Isak, where did Newcastle snag him from?
Real Sociedad.
Okay, and I'm guessing that they play probably some pretty free-flowing counterattack. Some pretty counterattacking football.
I said on Kate's show yesterday, right? Because Kate likes Zubamendi as a holding midfielder, and I said to Kate yesterday on her show, I'll tell you what, you could do worse than going and buy a fair few players from Sociedad, because they got a centre half, Robert Lenormand, who's decent, be a good buy. They've got Zubamendi, good buy. They've got Kubu, the Japanese player, who's absolutely superb. They've got another winger who's got a Basque surname, who's really good. So you could go to Real Sociedad, plunger their team, and get a fair few good players out of there. They'd be decent and then improve Tottenham.
For what it's worth, it says that they use the size of the pitch to their advantage. They play with great width, constantly trying to destabilize opposition. And then attack, they create a numerical advantage meant to break down defensive lines. I don't know. I just think that just because we've only really seen Isak in the Premier League playing in this counterattack type of system where the defenses are stretched, I don't know. I still think he could do a really good job in our system. I think it's almost easier on strikers to play in our system. You literally, camp out on the shoulder of the last defender, and you turn a lot of the, those low crosses into those driven crosses into the net. I don't know, Jose. Do you think that Isak could play in our system?
Right. What you got to understand, Cole, and everyone needs to understand as well, is that Newcastle are plagued with injuries, and therefore Newcastle have had to adapt and change the style of play throughout the season to accommodate the players that they've got playing currently. They've got so many players up. They weren't playing this counter-offensive football before the injuries. So Isak was scoring for them before they became a counter-attack team. So Isak can play any position, and he can play in any formation, and he's a good player in any formation you choose to play him in. Sorry, I just wanted to say, early doors football, you're still here, and you didn't ask for your score, but early doors so far, you're on 8 points this week. Right, Jay Ashraf, if you're still here, you're currently on 7 points this week. Just to let you know. Because Jay Ashraf says, I prefer Gibbs to White. Gibbs White over Eze. Eze is injury prone. Dekaru's talking about your cat again. Talking Beer saying those would absolutely improve the squad. I think when I was saying you could have 3 out of 4. Dwayne Bonner says being injury prone means you'll fit well in the club.
Absolutely. It's a prerequisite actually to becoming.
Mr. Belcher says I transferred Eze and Mateta into my fantasy league. Mateta would also be great addition.
Yeah, I can see it.
People are subbing to Talk and Beer.
He's getting ready to have some content come out. I think I know he's working on it in the wings. So yeah.
You've got Rob Belcher. Rob Belcher again. Wayne is saying, why ain't it coming up? Either Selland and Bailey if possible, and Cess, or tear up their contracts. So he's tearing up. Levy is hoping that he will get 100 million on player sales when we have tried to offload these same players for 2 years without success. Yet now he thinks he'd get that price for these players. No.
If it's enough players and the prices are low, you know what I mean? I don't think the prices are going to be high, David. I just think it's going to be a lot of players. So I think that
some of the players he didn't try and get rid of, David, because we've mentioned players that are currently in the squad now that we've never ever tried to get rid of.
Emerson.
So, yeah, all these players that we were talking about in this current squad, the 6 that have gone out on loan, I'd say Rodon we haven't been trying to get rid of. He just happens to have a good season at Leeds. He's not one that we've been trying to get rid of. We've been trying to get rid of Endon Bailey, I agree. We've probably been trying to get rid of Reguilon. I'll agree with that. Tanganga, he had a chance to go 2 years ago, but Tottenham told him to stay because he had a chance to go Italy, and Tottenham told him to stay. But he looks like he's going to be going out the door. Troy Parrott, we haven't actively been looking to get rid of Troy Parrott, but he's another one that could go. So, yeah, with the players that we're talking about, David, we're talking about. We mentioned 9 squad players are actually in the squad at the moment, as opposed to also looking at the 6 that are out on loan. Alan is saying skip from when we were talking about this earlier.
Oh, yes.
Vishnu said, if both Basuma and Højbjerg leave, I would like Spurs to sign either Ethan Ampadu, can play as a centre-back as well as a DM. I don't know whether Ampadu is strong enough.
We do love versatile players, though.
Yeah, apparently Tottenham might be giving Austin a new contract. F knows why he's never going to play. I can't understand that because we've got an under-21 goalkeeper who's doing really, really well. So he could become your 3rd goalkeeper behind Forster for this one season.
God, Forster's still here.
And then you can still get rid of them 2 goalkeepers, couldn't you? Adrian is saying Newcastle's loss to Crystal Palace means at best they can get 65 points. That's if they win their 5 remaining games. So 2 more Spurs wins out of our 6 remaining games guarantees us European football.
Sweet. I think we're going to get 6 out of 6 wins.
Audio is saying we will start the season with Austin, Whiteman, Skip, and Parrott in the squad due to the academy homegrown rules.
Unless we snag a homegrown player over the summer, bruh. I take the Leeds boy. Why can't I think of his name right now? Archie Gray.
It'll cost some money as well. Nick saying, I've already given you who I thought was going to be realistic purchases, and they are now popping up as realistic options on respectable English reporters. I have many leather-bound books.
You are quite the intelligent gentleman, sir. We need to get you on the show as our resident scout.
Ellie's saying, afternoon, Ellie, Coys, we need 6 players only for now and 2 more in January. Get 3 first teamers that walk into the team.
I only think we'll get 2. But
Danny is saying, I'm going to repeat what I've said before, quality over quantity. And for me, we need to stop stockpiling average players. Could you imagine Andrew's squad like that? Jishnu saying 3 marquee signings: Hugo Larsson, Nico Williams, and Matthias Saul, and Ethan Ampadu and Estupiñán. So you've got 5 players there, but you're saying the first 3 are the marquee ones.
I like that. And I like how everybody's marquee signings are different. It shows that there's a lot of opportunities in the market to improve the squad.
Tequila says Isak would cost a bomb. Alan likes, I think he must be liking when I was trying to figure out what the pot was and stuff like that and what we could and couldn't do.
Maybe he just likes you. Wink.
Yeah, right. Right, who we got down here? Got a couple of people says they don't think Isak's going to be an option. Adrian says 12 to get rid of. I skip Lo Celso, Rodon, Reguilon, Hill, Ndombele, Spence, Emerson, Parrott, Højbjerg, Tanganga, Richarlison. We had 15. So who did you include in your 15?
I think Adrian has flipped on his Richarlison. He was okay with him for a while, and now.
Hold on, but you've got who's out on loan? Rodon, Reguilon, Ndombele, Spence, Parrott, Tanganga. So that's your 6 on loan, right? And then there's 6 in the squad that he'd get rid of.
He didn't put in Ben Davis. I had Ben Davis in there.
You had Ben Davis in there.
I'm a huge fan. But what do you think of Ben Davis's worth? 5.
But you had Ben Davis in your one, didn't you?
I did, and then I think I might have had another midfielder.
You had Skip in your one as well.
Yep, and then
but that takes us to 14. So who were we missing?
And then the left winger, Brian Hill.
Hill was on his list. Look, Hill's there.
Oh shit! Yep, you're right. I can't read. Who was it?
So you had the 3 more that you had. You had 9 players from the squad. So who were your other ones? You had Richarlison is in there. You had Hill. Yep. He's there.
Mm-hmm. Lo Celso.
He's on his list already. Okay. So you had Højbjerg, Lo Celso, and Skip. So Skip's missing from this list. You had Davies. I'll tell you what, it's the 2 goalkeepers, isn't it?
It is.
2 goalkeepers. That's what it is. That list. Yeah, 2 goalkeepers.
I think maybe their plan with giving a new contract to Austin is hopefully that this young kid is going to become our second choice. This is like my dream, but that Josh Keeley becomes our second choice. Then we have Brandon Austin as a homegrown 3rd choice, and then that's my hope. And then we get rid of Panhands, send him to wherever players go to pasture, send them out to pasture somewhere.
So you have Michelle. Michelle asked a question earlier. I think he's either asked it earlier. It's coming up. Michelle's asked when is the next set of predictions. The next set of predictions, Michelle, is tomorrow. The show will begin at 3:30 BST because we've got to give out the results for this week because there's 15 matches. So we've got to give the results and the updated league table tomorrow, and then we will do the predictions for next week, which are 11 games for next week.
Hey, Tony's heading out. He said he's got to go. Food calls, but great show. Catch us both soon.
Cheers, Tony. Take care, mate. Thank you.
Tony, appreciate you, brother.
Nico Williams, Matthias Soulett on the flanks would be deadly. Hugo Larsson, Lucas Vergval, double pivot will be mouth-watering.
Adrian,
do you want Richie to go? So Lee Smith is talking to Adrian.
That's what I was thinking too.
Rob Belcher is saying that he can see Arsenal going for it, Isak, and we won't compete with them. I thought I saw Michelle's comment. Look, when's the predictions for the upcoming match day? Yeah. Yes, Daykaru, you are correct. I'm getting a bit pissed off, Daykaru. I'm very, very pissed off. In fact, I'll be honest. I lost 4 subscribers overnight, and I'm thinking to myself, what is it that I'm doing wrong? Why can I not just get subscribers? So yeah, I'm a bit pissed off and all that. So you're quite right, Daykaru. I should have more than that, but it's criminal. I'm glad you think so. What you saying about not looking at the screen, Colin? Mia's agreeing. She says it's a good idea. She doesn't like to look at herself.
It makes it 10 times less weird if you're just talking to.
There's a million people talking about dating show, calling Colin is Cilla Black and all sorts. I'm skipping past the dating.
Yeah, it's fine. It's fine. It's gonna be good though. You're gonna want to watch it at least.
Yeah, of course I am. Yeah. Talking a bit. Nick saying outs with Cess, Davis, Højbjerg, Belly, Højbjerg, Belly, Lo Celso, Richie, Hill, and Skip. Daniel says Real Sociedad. Jose summed up Colin's dating show brilliantly by yawning. What's your name? Where do you come from? There's a lot of stuff going on about this dating channel. What is going on here? Is there a dating show? Aye. Nick says we are more likely to get Tony than Isak. Tony's cheaper too and homegrown.
You
know what? I would not be opposed to bringing Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney is a proven Premier League striker.
Definitely,
proven Premiership striker. I would not be opposed.
You can go back. You can go back to whenever Brentford came up from the Championship. I was talking with. It was back when I did a lot of work. The guy doesn't even do YouTube anymore. If anyone remembers, Tommy Talks Ball. I was on that channel with him, and we were waxing lyrical about Ivan Toney years ago. So yeah, man.
Tommy Talks Ball, is he the one that ended up creating the Hotspur Hood?
Yeah, and then
he appeared last night.
No way.
He appeared last night on the Hotspur Hood last night.
Holy smokes! I got a message.
Really late.
I hope he's okay.
Yeah, he did. He went back on because he gave the channel to Danny, didn't he? To Danny Lee, but he popped in last night. But then they also had Sava appeared yesterday as well. Yesterday morning.
I haven't seen
Tommy appeared yesterday evening.
Bald ass in forever. I need to hit him up.
Yeah, so he was there.
Looking bald as ever, just like me.
Yeah, Ryan G says, big up Jose and Colin. Big up, mate. Big up. Ryan, you already know the points that you're on, so I don't have to tell you. Daniel says, in a possession-based system, I have my doubts about it working. He's not great when he's back to goal. That's not being critical. It's just being truthful. People talking about your dating show.
Sorry.
Tequila saying it's going to be all blokes. Niall Kane. Big up, Niall. I hope you're here for the football and not for the dating, because I'm here for the football.
I'm here for hanging out with my fellow Spurs.
Then we've got Ellie saying, Højbjerg is staying, sing it. To that great song, he's staying, and you know, and you are going to love him. Yeah, I know the song she's talking about. And she's saying hi to Niall, the man from Montrose.
Yeah.
Chris Meta Football is saying Spurs don't need a transitional striker. They need a striker that can hold the ball up, as we are possession minded. Jimenez would be a good fit, as would Vlahovic. Then we've got audio saying we need 4 players from our academy in the squad, plus 4 from any other English club's academy. So Austin Whiteman, Skip Parrott will be kept, or we go into the season less than 25-man squad. Yeah, Tony's. See you later to Tony. Dermot, good afternoon. Dermot says Tony's going to Man United, by the way, guys. So he says that he's going to Man United.
Oh, nice.
And that's what he hears or he's heard today. Ellie's saying, just move on, Skip. Not Højbjerg. I can convince him to stay. I'll speak to Angie in Greek. I'll say three Angeloses Isis below Naboses Donagiapimo. That's below. That's Belos, not below. There we go. Alan saying, I have to exit, gentlemen. Working is ramping up. Wonderful to see you both. Have a great rest of your day. I'll be tuning in tomorrow morning my time for the show at 3:30. But cheers, Alan. Take care, mate.
Yeah, if you're here a half hour early, that's totally fine. Hope work is good.
Ellie saying Sava came out. Lol.
I asked a question about Sava, but you don't have to answer it on here.
Big day, big good day all. From Dragons D. Can I come on, lads? Yeah, you can. And right, guys, I have to go. Catch you later. Yeah, take care, Dermot.
I'm gonna go grab an energy drink while we're getting ready to prepare for. We're keeping in West Hammond soon, right?
Yeah. Let me just. I might as well.
Oh, we got lots of comments to go, don't we?
No, I've caught up, and I've right at the bottom.
Oh, okay, cool. Well, keeping in West Ham is fun, but it's almost more fun just to chat with you lot about stuff. Yes, and Rob Belcher, can I put this up real quick? He said it's all if buts and maybes. I want who Ange wants. Rob, we totally. Well, I mean, speaking for Jose here, I don't like to speak for people, but we totally agree. It's what Ange wants. If Ange wants a bunch of dudes from Australia I've never heard of, bring them in. Get them the first Ryanair flight here. Leave you, put them on $70K a week.
But it ain't gonna be all these people that you've never heard of, right? Because everything is relative to where you are, and relative to where we are in this league, you ain't gonna get all these mad surprises and these like.
I kind of wish we would, but yeah.
The people that you have to Google up and stuff like that, I don't think you're gonna get much of that, to be honest. I think that people are all fishing in the same pond.
Can I put up something real quick too before we go? I just wanted to look at our schedule for the rest of the season. Are you cool with me throwing that up real quick just before we?
Yeah. You carry on.
Sweet. So I feel bad because this is your baby. But so we got Arsenal, of course, at home. This is just reminding everyone. I'm sure everyone knows, but I'm kind of reminding myself as well. So we've got Arsenal at home, Chelsea away. Going to be tough. Pochettino again, Liverpool away. For some reason, I'm not as worried about that, especially because they seem to be in free fall at the moment. But maybe, Spurs are the team to help them fix that. Then we've got Burnley at home. Weirdly, one of the ones I'm most worried about. They're going to sit back. That they're going to try to soak up pressure and counter. Man City at home. That'll be a fun one. They've broken their duck though. They can score. At our ground, they've proved it. And then we've got Sheffield away. Unfortunately, that Man City match happens the day I'm getting to London, and I'm gonna miss it. But Sheffield United, I will be there, not at the match, but in the same country, so it'll feel nice. But yeah, guys, those are our remaining games. Which ones have you the most worried? Obviously, Arsenal's next. Maybe we kind of time travel ahead just a bit and think past the Arsenal match. Which match do you have the most fear about? And I don't want to say fear because you're going to say I don't fear any of them. But which match do you think is going to be the toughest? Jose?
They're all equally as tough.
Good answer.
They are. They're all equally as tough. Doesn't matter whether you're top, bottom, or whatever.
Very democratic.
You don't get all the gimmies that you used to get in the Premiership before. And at the end of the day, you've got to play everyone twice. You've got to play 38 times. Where you are after 38 games is where you deserve to be over the season. So to me, yeah, it's they're all going to be equally as difficult as each other.
But I hear that, especially with like the money. There's no more money disparity where one team is way rich. With the TV money, a lot more teams can afford good players. They can afford, the money has made the game a lot more of an even playing field.
But at the end of the day, it's how you prepare for each game, and providing you prepare at 110% for every game, then the chips won't fall far from where they lay, will they? So,
yeah.
You got David Ellie. I've sent you the link that you've asked for. I think Tony will go to Manchester United because they are the only club, barring Chelsea, that will pay Tony's ridiculous wage demands, like the stupid 330,000 a week they paid for Ericsson. Ryan G saying, did we see the VAR decision for Hwang's disallowed goal for us last night? Absolutely unbelievable. If that's the one where the flailing arm was thrown at the player, then yeah, that was a foul. But I don't agree with taking it back 15 phases in order to find a reason to cancel a goal. That I don't agree with. Unfortunately, if you let a manager have too much control over signings, you end up signing some right duds. Look at Klopp at Liverpool with Gakpo and Nunes. And Dragons D is saying the 3 games we are playing on a plane will be tough. So the 3 away games will be tough, is what Dragons D is saying. I just wanted to bring up something from a guy who used to be a pro footballer, one of my mates. I'm just trying to see because I saw his comment yesterday on good old Facebook. But yeah, I've got a mate of mine who used to be a pro footballer, and he's now.
Wait, you have mates? No, I'm just kidding.
Quite a few.
I'm just giving
you.
Look who we got in the back.
She coming in.
Ellie, you ready? Said 1 minute. Ready? Thumbs up. Yeah.
Hello. Hello. How you doing, boys?
I'm good.
Hello.
I heard you say keep on West Ham, and that was my cue.
There you go. You were like, I got to get in on this.
So this is. Sorry, I was just saying, Ellie. You give us a second. I was saying. I've got a mate who used to be a pro footballer who supports Liverpool, but he used to be a pro footballer. And this is his comments yesterday, right? As much as it pains me to say, it's time for a clear out. This Liverpool era has been a fantastic ride, but all things come to an end. Would have been nice to win the league, but it's not to be. VDV 31. Contract is up soon. Cash in. Let him go. Earn a big final payday. He's a legend and he deserves it. The best centre-back of his era and his status as a great has long been secured. Salah has been in decline since he lost the AFCON final to Mane Senegal, then subsequently not qualifying for the World Cup. Mentally, his head has gone. The latest injury has totally robbed him of his first 5 yards. Respect him for not going to Saudi, but if they come in again with 150 million, we've got to take it. Father Time catches up with us all. His legend has long since been cemented.
Who said that?
This is one of my mates who used to be a pro footballer who supports Liverpool.
When you're done, I want to. Yeah.
And then he's then said, Nunes, get rid. Simple. Just not Premier League level, let alone Liverpool level. A big reason why we would not be winning the league this season. Trent, the only real big saleable asset, sell him for 150 million plus to Madrid, or sign him on a huge contract and make him the captain and build the team around him. Diaz, another saleable asset. Big decision needs to be made, as he's possibly our best current player, but he's 27, 28, so he may want a big contract or the dream of playing in Spain, and the transfer fee will be useful. Personally, I'd give him a huge contract to show our ambition. Jones, not good enough for a regular starting berth in my opinion. Klopp seems to like him. Don't think any other manager will. He's mid to lower Premiership level, squad player at best, but you could nick 40 million for him. Gapco, Liverpool are suckers for buying players based on 3 or 4 games at a World Cup. This is what they've done with this guy, totally out of his depth at a club of our magnitude. I feel sorry for Klopp. You can just see that he's a broken man. Liverpool Football Club will be back on top soon. I'm certain of that. You'll never walk alone. So he's saying that Klopp goes, the team's going to be dismantled. And whoever comes in is going to start from scratch another Liverpool team.
Do you know what, though, right? He says all that, but in a week, it could all change again, right? So Liverpool could win. Right, Arsenal could lose, then they could lose again, because that's what Arsenal do. Arsenal will lose to us. I'm about 90% sure we're going to beat them.
If you want a crying Arteta shirt, they're available for sale.
Because look, the reason why Arsenal are going to lose is because we've got this man, Højbjerg, right? That's why. And when we beat them 3-0, if you remember I remember very distinctly that Højbjerg played brilliant, and so did Emerson. And all these fringe players that we call fringe players stepped up in that 3-0 victory. And then we didn't play them when we lost 2-0, right? It was just tragic, that 2-0. They just walked through our midfield because Conte played a 2-man midfield and they just walked through it. Like Man United now, where they walk through their midfield because their midfield haven't got runners. Right, you need players like Højbjerg and Bentancur to play against Arsenal. I'll tell you what, experience, and secondly, they will run. Basuma has not been running for Spurs. Udogie is injured. He's not been running for Spurs. He's been pants for the last 5 or 6 games. So you need players that are going to battle for you, because Arsenal are a very, very good passing team, and you've got to put them off their passing game to win, right? That's my score on it. But like, everybody's got their own opinions. That's my opinion, right? Maybe people think we should play Pape Matar Sarr as well. I think that's right. Play Pape Matar Sarr, right? Play a 4-man midfield. Change it up. Maddison, Pape Matar Sarr, Højbjerg, and Bentancur. We will win the game if we do that. 4-4-2, no different from what Ange Postecoglou's normal system is. It won't be like that, I know, but I think we'll win the match if we go like that. But he's not going to play like that. So realistically, he'll have to play a 3-man midfield. And I think Sarr, Højbjerg, and Bentancur, and drop Madders to the bench, because Madders can come on if those 3 are not doing it. But I believe in those 3, right, to really get us a result, because they will run their socks off to the club. Whereas Madders and Basuma, they've been under par, and they don't deserve a start. I really
But I think you're right in that they don't deserve it. But I do think, though, that this is their first chance to play in an NLD at home. You know what I mean?
But Colin, right, they do not deserve a start. That's my opinion, right? But it won't be like that. It will be Madders, Basuma, and possibly Sarr or Bentancur. One of those are going to – he'll probably play Bentancur from the start for his experience, and then probably bring on Sarr, say maybe the second half. Because remember, he's protecting him against his back injury and he's giving him slow minutes. But it's a shame because I think that team, the four in midfield, would be perfect for this game. Because you remember last season, they just walked through our midfield.
Yeah.
They really did.
They sure did.
Højbjerg and Bentancur had no protection. And you know what? Ødegaard, he's a very good player at moving the ball quickly. And that Saka and Ødegaard, if we put them two off their game, I think we've got a very good chance as well. Yeah, and the experience.
Are you going to the match? You're going to the match, aren't you?
Yeah.
Are you going to be singing? Are you going to be singing?
I've been singing all morning.
Well, there we go. Well, then you don't need Saka and Ødegaard. You don't have to worry about Saka and Ødegaard. As long as you're going and you're singing for the team, that's all we need. We don't forget about Saka and Ødegaard, if buts and monkey nuts. Just make sure you go and watch your team and you sing. That's all you got to do.
You really are the man. You really are the man, Jose. You know what I'm talking about. If Queen Ellie Højbjerg is singing, they'll hear me. Just put it that way. I love singing as well because it's one of my vocations.
Yeah, you're a good singer.
No, I'm not a good singer. I just love singing. There's no good thing about my singing, but I'm passionate and I will sing loud.
I love it. That's good. That's a good thing. I wish I could be there. So sing loud for me.
What do you guys want to see? Because if Ange Postecoglou is going to change it up a bit, if it was ideal for you personally, what would you do? Would you stick to the inverted wingers or would you play a different style?
I would stick to the way that we've been trained in, probably, just because we've been, you know what I mean, doing it for a while. I would probably, it's not ideal, but I would probably stick Ben Davis over at left back,
right,
and then just keep everything pretty much the same. I would, though, if he's fit. I think Richarlison should start at center forward, and then we have Sonny over on the left. And then we keep Werner or Johnson, whoever you want to keep on the bench as a super sub for tired legs. That would be what I would do.
Would you play Kulu instead of Johnson, or would you play Johnson?
I think I can see the argument for Kulu. Kulu's ball retention and stuff is so good, and we might, in the center of the park, we might need that extra player. You know what, Ellie? You just convinced me. Yes, start Kulu instead of Johnson, and then have Johnson and Werner as super subs that you can bring on either together or at different times. Oh my God, imagine bringing those two on together in like the 65th minute. Oh my God. But yeah, that's a great idea. I actually think even though he hasn't played well, he sat on the bench for a while. I think that's kind of been his punishment. Hopefully it lit a fire under his ass and he is just ready to go. So yeah, that's kind of where I'm at.
Can I reply to David Clark? Because he's made it to me. He said, except Ellie, Ange will not go that way. Stubbiness will be his downfall unless the players who come in next season are vast improvement on what he has. I believe in the last bit, but I don't think Ange Postecoglou is stubborn. What I think he believes in what the style of football he's preaching. He really does have that in his heart. And he feels that the players are not always, because he gives them the game plan, right? And he tells them what to do, invert, and then in transition, you all pile forward and you do the mid block with the 5 midfielders, right? And you press to get forward, and that way it's high risk reward, yeah, because you're always going to leave yourself a little bit short at the back. But because he's got Van der Ven, he feels safe in that respect. But I don't think he's stubborn. I just think he believes in what he's doing. Right, and he just has to get the players to believe and actually be disciplined within his system to actually play like he wants us to play. Because you know what happens? They lose their discipline and they lose their shape, right? Because they're only footballers at the end of the day. They will forget to do what they're supposed to do, or they haven't got the energy or the drive or the mentality or the effort to get back and help your teammates. I don't know if you remember when Lloris had to go at Sonny.
I do remember that, yeah.
The Everton match. Yeah, that's what we need. Somebody to really get at them and say, look, you're not doing your job. You're not doing your job. Make sure you do what Ange Postecoglou says. When you're out of attacking mode, you go back to you transition into your normal areas, right? But some of them forget, or they're too lazy to get back. And we've seen it, and we've lost matches because of it. And it's very annoying because I'm sure Ange Postecoglou gets frustrated by it.
Oh, yeah, he has to, yeah.
He needed the remote control. I've said it many times. He does. He needs a remote control to put his players where they're supposed to be. And it must be frustrating from him because he's given them the game plan. They know what to do, but they just don't do it.
Yeah, agreed.
They do it sometimes, but when they're out of possession, they forget, and they don't track back like they should do. Because the hard work and teamwork goes a long way.
Right, but I think it'll come. I think what Postecoglou wants will come if we give him time. Like I always pull up the results from the Arse, but remember how shitty they looked under Arteta.
It means that somebody's going to bollock the players who don't do their job. Yeah, like you need a Roy Keane type captain who really will go at them and say, why aren't you in position? Get in position. Bentancur does it very well. He goes, you go there, you go there, you go there. And he points and he's directing the youngsters to get into shape. Yeah? That's Ange Postecoglou. He wants them to keep their shape. So we're more compact when they're attacking us and we're not so open. And then we don't have to rely on Van de Ven to mop up all the time.
We should do that right now.
I'm passionate about that because I see a lot of flaws in the way we play, but it's not flaws because of Ange Postecoglou. It's flaws because of our players. They're not doing what he's telling them to do.
I would agree with that.
Yeah, that's why I addressed David Clark's comment because he says Ange Postecoglou's stubborn. I don't think he is. I think the players are stubborn.
And Ange might be stubborn to a degree, but I think he's earned that. He's with his successes, he's earned the right to be stubborn because he's shown that what he does works.
Yeah, but you know what the word stubborn means? It means you won't move. He does. Yeah. He does move. He tells his players what to do, and then they don't do it. Yeah, so that's not stubborn. The players are the ones who are stubborn because they're not doing what he's telling them to do.
Right. Yeah.
That's my opinion, anyway.
No, I like it. It's a good opinion, and some people say that he's stubborn and that he doesn't like change his tactics and stuff. And I mean, he plays with a certain style. He plays a certain style of football, but the tactics change for each match. I feel like our tactics change a lot.
Okay.
Just because the style is the same doesn't mean the tactics are the same.
Do you know what Brian Clough said? He said football is not about tactics. It's about playing football.
Boom.
Brian Clough was fantastic. He goes, I've got the greatest team on paper, but unfortunately,
football is not played on paper.
Yeah, all these quotes, right, from old managers, take heed because they know, they're from old school, right? They know what pure football is, right? You don't have to have a tactic. You go on the pitch, you've got desire, you've got energy, you've got the will to win, and you've got it in your heart to play for your club and for your teammates. That's all you need when you go on that football play. Tactics are just irrelevant in my book. When I went on the football pitch, my manager said, Ellie, just go and express yourself. Yeah?
Very Harry Redknapp.
All the greatest footballers in the world, they express themselves.
Yeah.
They don't play to tactics. They express themselves as footballers. And I think a lot of football is going the wrong way as well. Like there's too much passing and not much individualism. You know, like dare to do is our motto, yeah? So dare to do, take on your player, beat him. Don't be afraid. Yeah, play with expression, play with class, be confident. Yeah, pass the ball when you have to pass the ball. When somebody's in a better position, that's teamwork. That's how I see football. I see it in the purest way.
Yeah, I like it too.
I think it's better to go on the pitch and express yourself as a footballer. Yeah, there's too many footballers who pass the buck. They're scared to take on their man, and they'll pass it back. Yeah, they will pass it back rather than pass it forward. It's about vision, isn't it? You've got vision in your head, right? You go on the pitch, right? When I got the ball, when I was a midfielder, I was looking around to see who is the best person to pass to. But a lot of times when we play, Sonny makes a fantastic run and they don't find him. Werner makes a fantastic run and they don't find him. That's the player's fault who's got the ball. He's got to express himself and look up and see what's on. Yeah, and that's how goals are created. More goals.
Yeah.
I'm sort of on a rant today.
No, I love it. I love it.
I'm going to rein it all back in now. Right.
Yeah, I'm on a rant.
I put a message in the private chat that it's been ignored. I put it in there about 15 minutes ago. So you've been going on so long. I just thought to myself, I better step in now. Right.
Yeah, because I love football, guys. I really do.
And I want
to see it played like proper football, like Johan Cruyff's era. You know.
Can you go in that order that I've told you to do? To keep
I can. Yes,
I've
sir.
got to shoot. Something's just come up, so I've got to shoot. Right.
Okay.
Just a reminder to people, on tonight at 10 o'clock for the mop-up show, Ellie will tell you about what she's doing tomorrow morning, and we are back on predictions tomorrow afternoon at 3:30. We're doing it earlier this week because we've got to get through tonight.
Yeah,
and I kind of have to jet through these Keeper West Hams just a bit, not crazy, but I want to get done just a bit before work.
This the itinerary of the show, and I've disturbed you.
Read emails.
Sorry, okay.
Right, I got to shoot, but yeah, I've left it all there. Listen, guys, take care of yourself. People in the chat, thank you very much. Keep smashing and subscribing, and listen to what Els and Colin have got to say to you. All right, follow their lead. Because
we're passionate.
Yeah,
Bye, Jose. Sorry about my rant, but I had to get it out.
No, I'm glad. I liked it.
Sometimes I go with the flow, right? And I'll listen and I'll take it all in and then I'll say my piece. But sometimes I'll go out on a rant because I'm really passionate about how football should be played. Yeah. And I think Ange Postecoglou's got the right method, you know? He wants us to go forward. Right, that's a start.
Right, I agree.
Players who have expression and do what they're supposed to do and work for the team, work as a team, but also have passion for the purists of football, like myself. I love watching great football. You know, when you see fantastic footballers, it gets you in the heart, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Yeah. Right there. Exactly. 100%. 150%. So Els, but you know what time it is. There's some great football.
West Ham.
Jose made these, so they're pretty hard. And so I don't know 100% of these players, but that is okay. We will make it through. Time for everybody's favorite.
Because I'm old enough.
You'll help me out.
30 years over you.
You'll help me out. It's perfect. All right, but here we go with everybody's favorite intro.
Yay.
Everyone, welcome to Keeper West Ham, the internet's favorite Tottenham game show. Once on Talking Ball, it is now on LTEL as well. Guys, here is our first keep, bench, or sell.
Okay. Oh.
Carrick, Sissoko, and Edgar Davids. Davids?
This is an easy one for me.
Is it? Look how old the picture of Edgar Davids is. I couldn't find one that wasn't smush looking like that, but that's okay. We can tell who it is. The goggles give it away. Everybody, I hope you're ready for a wonderful game. Oh, Jess had to leave earlier. Sorry. Later, Jess, if you see this back on replay, big love.
Yeah, hello, Jesse. Shame you're going. You must have the kids to look after, I presume.
Yeah, those kids.
Yeah.
Man. Dang
they
it.
get in the way of football, don't they?
They sure do. They sure do. So, Ellie, you said this one was an easy one for you. I don't know what you got. Carrick, I'm going to guess you're keeping Carrick, right?
Because I've been talking about pure football, haven't I, in the last 10-minute rant that I've done. Mm-hmm. Right. So, obviously, Edgar Davids, what a fantastic footballer, purist, like won everything. And then, like, he came to Spurs. All right, he didn't stay with us very long, but what I saw of him was superb. And like the vision and the passing and just the swagger that he had. Not scared to take a player on. Always confident in his own ability, you know. And he was a team player as well. He wasn't just all about himself, you know. He would always look up and see who's on. Yeah, and that's the sign of a great player. Not just being greedy. Passing to someone who's in a better position than you and not going for the glory all the time yourself. But obviously, if you see a chance that, you know, is an opening for yourself, then go for it. Be confident. And he depicts all that I've said. He, like, embolises it all, right? Yeah. And Carrick, he's a totally different player. Very skilled, yeah? But he's not like... He wasn't like Edgar Davids with the flair, you know. He was more of a workman-like type player, but with skill. You know, he had a very good skill set. All right. So I would obviously keep Davids. I would bench Carrick, and then Sissoko, an athlete rather than a footballer, I would say.
Yeah, I could see that.
In the purest sense, you know, I mean, he wasn't a terrible footballer, but he had terrible games. But he had some pretty good games, but nothing to write home about. But, you know, and he also got that handball against him in the Champions League final, but
that's not his fault.
It's not his fault. I'm not going to dig him out for that because it hit his knee and then it went to the top of his arm. And they gave it handball, and then they changed the rule the next year.
Exactly. So seems to happen to Spurs quite a bit, huh?
The part of the sleeve there, yeah. So yeah, it's quite easy because Sissoko's the least talented out of the three in terms of what I'm looking for in a footballer.
He did kind of endear himself to the fans there at the end, though.
Yeah, he did. When we played at Wembley, especially, he would work hard for the team, and that is a trait that I like because I like hard-working players who will work for the team. But in terms of his skill set, he can't touch the other two. But I would say Davids would be the type of player that would get me off my seat. You know, he's that flair player, you know, a bit like Ginola, a bit like Gaza, you know, got the minerals.
So Edgar Davids keep for you. Michael Carrick bench.
Keep that Edgar Davids.
Bench Carrick and Cel Sissoko.
Yeah, because they both... These two, Carrick and Davids, had both similar, because I think Carrick was only with us for about 16 or 17 months, I think he was with us when we got him from West Ham, and then he quickly went to Manchester United.
Yeah,
and then Edgar Davids came in, and he wasn't with us very long either. So, yeah, Edgar Davids, and also for the goggles. They're cool.
Goggles are one of a kind. and people in the chat, everyone's saying so far, I think Cel Sissoko. Ryan G, keep Carrick, bench Davids, Cel Sissoko. Daniel E's all about the vibes today, so he's keeping Davids, benching Carrick and Cel Sissoko. He's on the same page as you, Els.
Yeah.
Ryan G said, though, Carrick, one of the most underrated midfielders. Guy was class. Absolutely. There's a reason why United worked so hard to prize him away from us.
Yeah.
Tequila says, keep Davids, bench Carrick, Cel Sissoko. Mia is keeping Carrick. Davids is going on the bench, but she's also selling Sissoko.
Yeah.
David Clark from Leicester keeps Sissoko. Bench Carrick, sell Davids. Oh, this is a good one. Reason is that Sissoko's long last-minute pass down the field got us into the Champions League final.
Yeah, it did.
Is a stepping stone, and Davids came purely for cash. That Sissoko long ball was a total fluke. Like, I don't at all think he meant anything to come from that. He literally just booted it. It was so high. He kicked it so high. But anyway, it worked out. So, yeah, I'm right with you, David. And if you guys want to go to the Talking Ball page, if you look at the shorts and you go all the way to the beginning, there is a video of me with the Indianapolis Spurs watching that moment live, and it was wonderful. But anyway.
Do you know what was impressive about that passage of play, Colin? Is what's his name? Fernando
Llorente?
Yeah, it's Fernando Llorente. I forgot his name for a minute. Fernando Llorente's flick. It was class. Yeah, because the ball came over the top, a long punt by Sissoko, and then he flicks it. And then Dele went to get it, right? And he sort of slided it to Mora.
I think Mora took it off. I think Mora took it off him.
He took it off him, didn't he?
I don't think Dele was trying to pass. I think Dele was trying to get into shooting position, and Mora was like, you took too big of a touch. Like, this is my ball now.
Yeah. And he sort of nicked it off him, didn't he? And then
he did.
And the rest is history. You know,
absolutely, yeah.
I'm glad he nicked it off him.
Me too. Oh, me too. Mr. Clark says that Davids was a pensioner when he came to play for Spurs. Only came for a payday.
We're classing him as a footballer, though, not whether he came as on a payday.
Look at this. Leo said, Ellie, can't wait for you to fill my belly. Leo, I'm so jealous, and I'm so sad that we're not going at the same time. We were just weeks apart, my man. So sad.
Your belly full.
Yay. I'm excited. I can't wait. We got to get together, Ellie, maybe to watch the match versus Sheffield. Because, like I said, I'll be in town.
Yeah. My brother went to Sheffield University, so I know Sheffield very well. So nice. I used to visit him often.
Well, so let's get a watch party together for the Sheffield match. That sounds like a lot of fun.
Do it from my house if you want.
That sounds fun. Let's use your house as a home base.
Yeah.
Sounds great. Just you is saying I'm going with David Clark's comment. Keep Sissoko, bench Carrick, sell Davids. Wow. Chris Meta Football says that comparing City to Spurs and what Pep and Ange can do is ludicrous. Both change and adapt, but one has more resources than the other player-wise, which deems the other more limited in possibilities. Chris, that is an absolute lovely comment. I agree. You can only use what you've got. You're limited by the players you have. It's his first full season with the club. Give the man some time to put a team together, for Christ's sakes.
It's like saying Man City have got better players, end of.
Right. David Clark saying Sissoko did more for Spurs than these other two mercenaries. Dang, David Clark is going in, but I like it. And then, that's people forget how good Carrick was in that season that we got screwed by Lasagna Gate. Oh, my God. Well, it's because we've all done our best to forget Lasagna Gate. Okay, Daniel? That was a terrible time. Yeah. But are you ready for the second set of players?
I am. I'm ready.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, no. Yeah.
And this is all Jose made. So you've got to pick between Burbs, Defoe, and Keno.
It's hard in one sense, but it's quite clear cut in what I like in a footballer. So I'm going to keep Berbatov, because Berbatov, what a touch he had. I've never seen a striker with a deft touch like him, and such skill, and the way he controlled the ball. Fantastic. The other two were good players, don't get me wrong, really good players, and they were great for us in lots of different ways, especially Robbie Keane and Jermaine Defoe, they're legends. I would say Jermaine Defoe just pips Robbie Keane, basically because he came through. I think he left twice or 3 times and came back.
At least twice, yeah.
At least twice. He went to Portsmouth, I remember that. So I love Robbie Keane, though. So can't we just keep him on the bench and not send anyone to West Ham?
Sadly, no.
Oh, no, because I love Robbie Keane as well. because he scored some marvellous goals. The one against
he did.
United,
Yeah.
and I liked his, his little cartwheel.
So the celebration.
Yeah, but I think I'm going to put Jermaine Defoe on the bench and sell Robbie Keane, but that breaks my heart.
Sorry,
my
Keno.
heart, Colin.
Hey, blame Jose. It was his fault.
Yeah. Oh no!
So what do we got here?
Oh.
Ryan G. Keep Berbatov, bench Keane, sell Defoe, but they're all quality, and he's 100% right. Jermaine Defoe just like was Tottenham for me for a while. David Clark says keep Keane, bench Defoe, and sell that Judas Berbatov.
Yeah, Manchester United came in through. It's like
him and Carrick,
England, aren't they?
Him and Carrick.
The Real Madrid of England. So
if they wanted somebody, they got him.
No, I can blame him because Spurs were Spurs. Come on,
yeah, fucking.
Yeah. But I'm going on pure football, not if he's a Judas or not.
Right. Ryan G doesn't agree that he is a Judas, but Daniel says anyone who picks Berbatov over Keane, I'm questioning them straight up. Whoa, I think that was aimed at you, Ellie.
Yeah, I know. It's hard though, guys. Daniel E, you got to give me some leeway because Berbatov was a fabulous footballer. He was fantastic. He scored 4 goals against Reading, remember?
That was awesome. So real quick, David Clark said, give me proof that Ange adapts during game because I'm sorry, I don't see it. I asked Chris because he was the one talking about it, if he had some proof. And then he said, look at squad size for a start, more options on the bench, more ways to find alternatives. Big up, Chris. Thank you for your help with that. I just wanted to get that question answered for Mr. DC. What else we got? Jishnu says, keep Keane, bench Defoe, and sell Berbatov. Nice, man. Yeah, I like that the answers are a little bit all over the place today. That always makes them more fun. Just going on football, nothing else. This tequila when he's keeping Burbs. Paleo, what up, dog? Says keep Defoe, sell Keane. He left us for Liverpool. What about Berbatov, my dude? We got to get Burb in there too. 2 seasons of Berbatov, that's enough to beat 8 seasons of Keane. Is it, Ellie?
No, I'm not going on seasons. I'm just going on who I like as a footballer, who I prefer, who I think is the best all-round footballer. So I'm judging it on that. Yeah. I mean, Robbie Keane, I absolutely adored him. So it's hard, but I absolutely adored Jermaine Defoe as well. And if it was like Berbatov played for us for 8 years or even 1 year or even 6 months, I'll still choose Berbatov because he is the best footballer out of the 3. It's my opinion,
Yeah. People can exactly. Yeah. You can pick players for whatever reason you want. We didn't specify anything, so all good.
He was a genius.
And the final one, and people can still get their answers.
Okay.
And I didn't go on this one, so I know all these guys. Real quick, I will say I'm keeping JD. I'm going to bench Berbatov, and Keane can go. Can you imagine Berbatov coming off the bench? He's not exactly pacey, and that's great. But he'll be coming up against players that are already tired. He would absolutely just waltz past people. Berbatov off the bench would be nuts. Like, I'm thinking first half, Jermaine Defoe to just drill long shots, really tire people out, harry the defenders. Halftime, you put in Berbatov. You maybe switch your inverted wingers to play on their natural side. You send them in crosses. You deliver in balls. I think you make that tactical change at halftime. You're a totally different team. They can't defend against you. They've gotten used to your first half tactics. Bing, bang, boom. You win every game, right? I think that would be all you had to do. So
do you know Berbatov, right? Because he didn't have great pace, but he had acceleration. I don't know if you remember that goal against Charlton where it just accelerated and he left the player for dead, right?
I don't, but I can Google it real quick. I'll watch it while you talk about it.
He runs with a long stride, Berbatov. So I think
he does have long legs, yeah.
2, and I think the legs were really long, and he picked up speed. and then he ran towards the goal. You think the defender's going to catch him, but he just surges.
God, we had strikers back then, Els. We had lots of strikers at one point.
I really enjoyed that.
I'm watching it now. Everybody's still okay. Here we go.
Finished it with a peach of a shot. You know, really class.
Here he goes. Oh, okay. So it starts from our half with a headed clearance. Yeah. Looks like Ledley plays it. Ledley plays it out. Oh, and then Burbs does that awesome spin move where he spins around one side of a player. Oh, yeah, that was sexy.
And he goes in the goal, and the defender can't catch him, and then he just finishes it. So
they even cut to some Charlton fans in the crowd, and no one was even mad.
You're not allowed to show it, are you? For
copyright.
No, but copyright.
But you know what I will do? I can do this thing where you take the video and you kind of strip it down. And it almost looks like a cartoon. And I can play it.
And then you can play it.
But it takes a while, so I'll just show it the next time. I'll put together maybe like a collection of Berbatov goals for the youngins that haven't seen him before. He sure was something. He got an assist that match too. Looks like Wow. Good job, Berbatov. Looked like Jermaine Defoe got the other goal. What a game.
He's got some really great goals for us.
Taniao. Is that how you said his last name? Timo
Tainio, I think his
name. I just saw him. I hadn't seen him for a while either. Okay.
Timo Tainio.
Yeah. Liverpool overhead kick was ridiculous, says Ryan G.
No. It was just brilliant, Berbatov. He had everything, you know, and he was class. He oozed class. Very graceful footballer as well to watch. Exciting. And you think, what's he going to do next? That's the sort of player. But Robbie Keane was like that as well. But he wasn't as elegant as Berbatov, but he was very effective in front of goal.
He was a bulldog. He always fought. Yeah.
Jermaine Defoe was like a little pocket rocket.
That's true. Yeah. But not Berbatov, but Keane wasn't much bigger. He was still kind of that same.
No, about 5'9", I think.
Keane was a bit stronger. He's a little bit stronger than Defoe. Like, you know what I mean? Like
maybe physically he would like get more stuck in. But I think Defoe, he scored one goal. I can't remember who it was against, but he took it from the halfway line and he just ran at the goal. And he bashed it in. Bloody brilliant shot.
I remember it. I just remember distinctly seeing both his feet off the ground in like the picture they took. Like he's mid kick and he's completely off the ground. Love those photos when they can catch that moment.
Jermaine Defoe, easy do. I love it. When he came back to Spurs, everybody was singing that song, like, and really passionately, you know, because they loved Jermaine Defoe.
Yeah. Who doesn't? Daniel Lee's asking who you picked out of Carrick and Davids, and you picked Carrick, correct? No, you picked Davids. I'm sorry, you picked Edgar Davids.
I picked Davids. Yeah, I picked Davids. Pure A-class football. He was brilliant.
And it looks like Ryan G saying, looks like Keane's off to the Hammers. It does.
Because he played for Wolves as well, Robbie Keane. Yeah.
Look at this. Daniel's coming at you. He says if you picked Davids over Carrick, it's clear Carrick has a bit more technical ability. Then it sort of beats your argument because you picked Berbatov for being technically better.
I don't think Carrick was as technically good as Davids. That's just my opinion.
Carrick was a great footballer, but he just was one of those guys that had like some of everything. You know what I mean?
He was a fantastic footballer, but
he was very good at everything, but he didn't.
He was stuck in and like he could lay the ball off and he had good vision. But I just think Edgar Davids just
box.
Yeah, he was a very good footballer. And he'd done so well for Man United. He went there and won everything, didn't he? So, yeah. I just think Davids was a bit better, that's all, in terms of what I'm looking for in the footballer.
Exactly. You can always say your mind here. I like this. So Ryan G says, as expression says, he was oozing sauce.
Yeah.
Oozing sauce, mate.
Oozing sauce, that's expressions. If I was scouting a footballer, right, and I wanted a world-class footballer, right, I would not with Edgar Davids. I wouldn't choose Edgar Davids. I would choose Johan Cruyff, Zinedine Zidane for my midfield or wingers. Johan Cruyff, Zinedine Zidane, Glenn Hoddle would be in there, and Gaza would be in there, and the last midfielder would be probably, let me think, probably Mateus, because he was fantastic. He was a different type of midfielder, but you need that type of midfielder to make a solid four. A ball winner. Yeah.
Absolutely. Jishnu is saying, I'm a Barcelona fan. I won't take a trader like Dembele for anyone. I would take a non-debutant academy player over him. So they're all talking about what did I don't know what Dembele did to be considered a trader. Did he just like hold the club ransom or something for money? I'm not sure. Let me know, Jishnu.
Is that the Dembele who plays for Barcelona?
That's what I'm thinking. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know there was something going on with his wages, maybe. And then everyone's saying that Berbatov was a Judas, and David said that Berbatov's a Judas. If you don't think that Berbatov is not a Judas, then nor was Sol Campbell then, because he just wanted to leave. And then we have Daniel saying, yeah, he was Ellie. I'm sorry. Davies was a bulldog, a quality midfielder, but Carrick's game is based on technical, especially with his passing. And with that, we move to the final keep, bench, or sell. And this is full of two guys who I have no clue who they are. I even have to pull up the names that Jose sent me.
Atuba, isn't it? Is it Timothy Atuba, the middle one? I think so.
So Jose sent them to me. Hold on 1 second here.
Obviously. Oh my God.
Right. So it's Nethercott is the redheaded fellow.
Oh, Nethercott, yeah.
And then Gardner is in the middle. Gardner.
Oh, Anthony Gardner. That's it.
And then we've got Matt.
I think it was Timothy Atuba. Oh yeah, and Matt Doherty. Okay, this is gonna be. They're all pants.
Who the hell are they? Let's go with that, Ellie. Who are these guys?
Anthony Gardner showed a bit of promise early doors. He was 6'6". He was massive. He was massive.
Put him in the wall for sure. Yeah.
He couldn't. He wasn't going to be Ledley King. Just put it that way.
Speaking of Ledley King, there's an awesome Ledley King shirt up in the store that I want to show everybody before we end the show today.
I don't know. He's so different. I'd have to keep Doherty, bench Gardner, and sell Nethercott to West Ham because I think he's the least talented out of the three. I'm
going to have Potato Stew. Potato Stew agrees with you.
Yeah.
Ryan G says, keep the Wolves legend Matt Doherty, of course. Yeah. Sell the other two. Anthony Gardner was shite, says Daniel. Yeah. Well, I'm going like this. I'm going keep Nethercott, bench Doherty, and then we're going to sell Gardner because I got to keep redheaded people, man. We gotta stick together. There aren't that many of us.
He looks a bit like Kulusevski a bit.
He does, yeah. And me.
Yeah, I remember him. He didn't play many games for Spurs because he wasn't good enough.
It's a sexy kit. I really liked the kit that year. I could see people not liking it,
lovely.
But I love it.
The FA Cup final kit. Yeah.
David Clark was embarrassed they ever played for Spurs, so sorry he can't take part in this garage sale. Hey, it's Jose's garage sale. I am just running it, everybody. And on that note, if you are already not subscribed to Talking Ball, what the hell are you doing with your life? I'm sure you are, but I'm putting the link in here.
Come on.
Just because I lost 2 subs. Not like I'm counting.
What's going on? Jose lost 4. You lost 2. What's going on? Come on, community. Rally round and get them some more subs. Start sharing the links.
Boom. There is the link to that Talking Ball fella. I heard he's getting ready to start a dating show on his channel. So if you are a single Spurs fan, male or female, get a hold of me and we will I'll get you on the list, or I'll get you the deets. You can decide. Ryan G saying, don't disrespect Matt Doherty like this, people. He was class for you guys. I'll give you that. He really looked awesome his first stint for Wolves. And then we brought him here and broke him, just like we've done to many players in the past.
Yeah. He came on against Leicester when we beat them 3-2, and he sort of collided into the player. And sorry, my phone's going. Sorry about that.
Oh,
he collided into a player, and we scored the goal. I think Bergwijn, he basically hit the player with his body, and then the player just fell to the ground. And then Bergwijn took advantage and scored the 2-2. And then
I'm
he got
cool with
winner,
that.
didn't he?
That was awesome. That was an amazing game. That deserves one of these.
Yeah.
A Michael Dawson thumbs up for that moment.
Dawson.
But
He's really good on Sky Sports as well.
He is. He's like the only good one. He's like the only good person that talks. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of the punditry by Jermaine Genius. He's fine. It's fine. He's fine. But it doesn't even seem like he's a Spurs fan for real sometimes. You know what I mean? Like he's sort of anti-Spurs sometimes in the things that he says. I feel like he's a little harsh.
Isn't he? He's up and down with his Spurs comments. But when he does say something nice, it's usually quite positive. But it's more sort of, maybe he's bitter. You never know.
Maybe. Let me get this Keeper West Ham banner off here. Thank you, everybody, for taking part in Keeper West Ham. Have you guys seen this supposed third kit? Away kit. And so the away kit for next year. Doesn't that look like it looks like Argentina to me. It looks like an Argentina kit.
It's really nice.
So Cootie and Lo Celso, if he stays, they'll love it. They'll feel right at home in this kit.
They might play like they do for Argentina.
What's up? Exactly. We need him to. What's everybody in the chat? Real quick, think of this kit before we go. Takara says that kit is nice. I actually talked a bunch of shit about it the other day, but the more I look at it, the more I like it. What are the shorts going to be like? I guess just solid navy, like dark
navy. Yeah,
that would be cool. And then the socks can be light. Socks can be light or whatever. That would be nice.
Like white with a blue trim.
Yeah.
Very nice.
So there's that kit.
I'm going to get that kit. I'm going to get that kit.
Ryan, she says there seems to be a Wolves badge on it. He would like it a lot more. Yeah, man. I hear you. And Domblay will fill that kit out nicely, says Ed. Ed, I don't think I've seen your name in here today, brother. Good to see you, Ed. Good to see you. Match the shorts to the sleeve trim. Yeah, that's what I was thinking, Dakara. That would look sexy. And the AIA isn't red, so that's always a plus for me.
Yeah, it's blue at last. Don't put any red on our kit. Do you know what I'm going to do with this one? Because it started coming off in the wash. Because I made the mistake in the wash, and it started to peel off. If you can see,
just take them off there. Yeah,
I'm going to take them off.
I did that. I had a kit where it's not hanging. They used to be hanging up right here, but I moved them. But yeah, I've done that as well with the kit.
Because it's black underneath and it looks nicer.
Yeah, exactly. You could color them with the Sharpie. It would look good.
I will do.
See, there you go. What else? There was something else I want to talk about. Oh yeah, I was gonna try to hawk shirts. I just wanted to show everyone. I've just been working on some like funny Spurs merch. Please don't. I might not even post a link for them, but I made this. It's hard to see because it is.
No, right. That's really good.
We got
one day. Oh, Ledley.
So there's that Ledley King shirt that I just recently put together.
It's a really good price as well, you know.
Thank you. Yeah, that's what I thought too.
It's really good.
I got this Sunny one I made where he's got like some energy around him, like he's like a superhero. And then that says Heung-min Son. So I think that's a pretty dope one.
Really
there's the Sunny shirt. This is from a cartoon I used to watch, but it's pretty funny too. And then I got
cartoon.
It's called Rocket Power. It's an older one from when I was a kid, but these Hawaiian kids used to like surf and skateboard and stuff. I made this Korean Jesus shirt that has Sunny on it.
Yeah.
I'm not sure how politically correct that is.
Did you used to watch Lost, Colin? Did you watch Lost program?
Definitely, yeah. There was a guy
in Lost who was a bit like Sonny.
Yeah,
he looks a bit like Sonny. Not completely like him, but he's
I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Especially in this picture too.
Yeah.
Yeah. Absolutely. And this shirt, while you can get it in light pink, you can also get it in light blue for you guys out there that would not like a pink shirt.
Not just the city blue.
Well, yeah. Oops. That's an option. And then we've got the Super Ash Neville shirt here.
Whoa, that's my one. Ash Neville is my favourite lady player. But the best lady player, I would say, Oh, it's out of Naz. Naz currently, and yeah,
Sorry
hello,
about that.
you disappeared. I think Naz currently is playing really well, but I think the best player technically is probably Gracie Clinton. Gracie Clinton.
Gracie Clinton.
Ex-President Clinton.
Who knows? Who knows? Who knows? Oh,
you know,
yeah. And then
she's
this.
got her on loan from Man United, so she can't
Yeah.
play in the cup final.
Yeah.
Oh,
I
so
didn't know that.
sad.
And then there's this shirt that I think everybody should grab one of to have for the end of the season.
That's what we want to see at the end of the season.
I want to see everybody with one of these. And I'm actually gonna where are these shirts? Says Talking Beer. I'm so glad you asked. Let me get you the link, buddy. And I'm making more all the time. That's the thing. I'm constantly
to write the link down, and then
I'm constantly adding
I've been
more.
on it once, and
so here's
around.
There is the link, and there will constantly be more added. I'm getting better at it too. I feel like
send
at
that
least.
link to my WhatsApp.
Yeah, of course I will, Ali. Of course.
Because I looked the last time when I copied and pasted it, but then I didn't put it on my thing.
No problem. I got you. Yeah, I will absolutely do that. Everybody, I'm keeping them at 15. That's the lowest, but that you can keep the price. So I'm just keeping it there. I'm not really doing it to make cheddar. I just want to get cool Spurs merch out there.
What about the mug? Tell them about the mug that you've got.
Oh, yeah. Well, there's an awesome mug. Hold on. I even have photos of the mug in real life, but it's got Jose and I on it. It says Talking Ball with Jose and Call. But it is a color changing mug, and I actually have photos of it changing colors if you guys would care to see that.
It's really good.
It's really neat. Yeah, it starts out and it is solid black. When you add a hot beverage to it, that is when the picture comes out and it lightens up. So
that's from David Chia, isn't it?
It is, yeah. It is from David. Big up, David. We even got a picture of David in one of the shirts too.
Yeah. Whoa.
Yes.
And past the Carlin.
Absolutely. Everyone just want to say too. We were worried the shirts were going to run small. They run perfect. So if you wear a medium, order a medium, like just like stuff like that. So yep. That is that, guys. That's the
really
store.
Nice.
There's Talking Ball store. There's constantly going to be more stuff added.
Entrepreneur.
Yes, and I'm actually going to be rotating stuff out too, so it won't be there forever. I think that's going to incentivize maybe people to grab some stuff.
You've got a hoodie on there. Do you do a hoodie as well?
I can. I haven't yet. I haven't yet. I've got a crew neck sweatshirt that has our boy. Why can't I even think of? Yeah, CBB, but he doesn't play for us anymore. But I've left that up. I probably ought to take that down. But yeah, I'll work on hoodies and stuff too. I can make these into anything really. It's all fun and easy. And if you guys like it, let me know. If you have any requests, let me know. I can make anybody a shirt with whatever you like on it.
It's a shame about Bergwijn, isn't he? He started off with that fantastic goal against Man City.
Him and Kulu both scored against City in their debut.
He's done brilliant 2 goals against Leicester to win us the match. And then the rest of his career was very patchy. It's a shame because he did one thing which I went, whoa, when he did that trick on the touchline and he just
that was filthy.
It was so skillful. Yeah. Oh,
make a Wolves one. Yeah, bro, I will. Talking Ball, that's what I like about Talking Ball is that it's not all Spurs. Got my Wimbledon scarf up there. I just like football. So yeah, I'll absolutely make you a Wolves one, buddy. If you have any further requests than that, like specifics, let me know, man. And then guys, it is 12. I have to work in 30 minutes.
Yeah,
and I kind of
you know what? My daughter's phoning me now to make sure that I'm going to go in the kitchen and cook the dinner.
Perfect. So that's perfect. I'll go ahead and we'll get the show ended. If you got to go, Ellie.
Thank you for having me on. I really appreciate that.
Yeah, thank you so much. Get a hold of me I'll send you the link on WhatsApp and then we'll talk about those videos you're going to send me.
I'm going to send you the videos. The reason why I didn't send them to you because I had to, the ones I sent Kay, I had to send you different ones. All right. Yeah. So they're totally different, and they're mostly outside the ground. There's a couple inside the ground, but I do mention other channels, so I didn't want to give you those.
We'll snip out. Yeah, we'll fix it. We'll fix it up. Sounds great, Ellie. I'm looking forward to it.
Next time I go, I'll say for Tarkan Ball.
Do for the NLD.
And
That'd be crazy.
Cockerell.
Yes, get us both in there. Get us both in there.
Yeah.
And everybody, make sure seriously that if you're watching this, if you're not subscribed, please subscribe. It means the world to us. It means the world to Jose. We put a lot of work into this. Even though it doesn't really seem like it, we really do. We dedicate a lot of time like away from like our in real life family to be with our Spurs family, and we love it. Yeah. But you know, our wives get mad, and it's time, you know, and so little things like that. Mad. Exactly. So if you could just subscribe, that would be great. My
husband's just over there. He's waiting to put the TV on. He's going, "Come on, hurry up!"
Right. I get it. Well, tell him that we all said hello. Tell Theo everyone says hey.
Theo's a good man.
He is. He seems like it at least. I've only met him once.
But he's QPR fan.
Yeah, he is. Yep. But all right, guys. I just want to say Jose's got his mop-up show tonight at 10 o'clock? 10 o'clock. Jose, mopping up tonight at 10. Up,
get the questions in. Yes, I love that show. It's so funny.
Get your questions in. And yeah, so the mop-up will be tonight. Everybody loves a good Jose mop-up show. So yeah, guys, be there or be square. Here's the picture I was looking for. Jose's mopping up tonight on LTL Cockerell. It's going to be a good one, guys. So please be there.
You, Colin.
Thank you. No problem, else. You can. You don't have to stay. I'm gonna. Yeah, come on. Beat
the Woolwich. Send them back to Woolwich packing.
Exactly. And back Ange, for Christ's sakes. He's only been here a season. Let's give him some time.
Yeah, give him time. And the Greek man, Australian, whatever. See, I've got my Australia hat on again today.
Representing, yes.
Let's give him time. Let's be patient. Yeah?
Yep, perfect.
And
fully agree. Come on, you Spurs. And you know what I'm going to play us out with?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, here we go, everybody. Come on.
My team has got James Madison. James Madison is what we need. Whoa, thank God we got James Madison. This kid plays ball like you would never believe. Whoa.